Ann, how are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well, thank you. How was your week? I said, how was your week?
My week was okay.
Great, great, great. So we're into chapter 9 today. We started chapter 9 last week. I thought we were going to finish today, but as I read it, I think we will not finish today. We'll just read this part of it today and finish it up next week. And this part of it kind of related to things that happened in the last 2-3 weeks in my own life. With the elections and everything, I had a lot of people come to my page to abuse me. Did you see any of that?
Well, yeah, I did. So I did, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a very dicey issue with the election and everything, and I mean, people are kind of upset about what is going on in Nigeria. I mean, even for us, we are also all upset about what is going. Well, all kind of, because I mean, I have family there. My parents live there. People live there, and I want it to be better for them. So we want change, and people are upset that if the election is rigged in just with our eyes, I mean, we don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody's INEC, but the way that things are going, a lot of people are downcasted. Even in America, we don't live in Nigeria, but our heart is broken. Because for me, I wish I could take all my siblings. I have siblings. My sister has a daughter. Has a son. I want the best for them, but how are they going to get the best when a lot of people are hungry? My parents never use ATM. My parents are not that. It's not like my parents are rich or wealthy. My parents have had to struggle, and they are still, and by the grace of God, they are still where they are today because of the blessings, because of God. So if my mom is broken, can you imagine the youth? If my mom, who is 72, is broken, so I feel like it's a dicey issue, and then I just feel like we just have to kind of be careful in how we. I just think everybody just needs to be careful in some of the words that we use, especially when it's online. And I see your view, but people are not going to see it that way because a lot of people are still kind of feeling hurt by everything. And so I mean, that's my take, is that I just feel like we all just need to be careful in what we say. And I'm Igbo, and I'm from Delta. I'm Igbo. Yes, I'm practically a Lagosian because I was born. I've lived all my life in Lagos. I was born and raised there. So I'm a Lagosian. I'm no longer. I'm not yet, but my parents are Lagosians because they've lived there since they were 18 years old, 20 years old. So they speak Yoruba. They start talking to Yoruba. You will not know that they are from the Delta because they speak it fluently, and they're Lagosians. That's what they've known. So but if my mom is like in the place where people are attacking Igbos and stuff like that, she's they're in their 70s, and my parents, and they are feeling like that. So so I just feel like a lot of people I just think that a lot of people are hot, and so people are saying things that may not be true, and people are just so just kind of be careful. I mean, that's what I mean. I just feel like Nigeria needs change. I mean, that's what I just feel like we need change. I mean, people are suffering. You guys don't have cash, you don't have money, so people. Can you imagine those people living in the swamp? They're dying. People, I don't understand. Like, I mean, my uncle has been calling me and calling me and calling me, and I don't want to answer, but I feel like I'm obligated to answer him because I know if my parents are struggling or my siblings, I can imagine him. So I just feel like a lot of people are hurt, and so the tempers are flying high, and so ignore them. Just ignore them because they are hurt. They are coming from a hurt place, and and that's I think that with time people will kind of will feel better, but especially a lot of youths, because they wanted change, and for them to see what is going on, I mean, I don't. I mean, they're not our Jesus. All these leaders, we're not. They're not our Jesus. We don't feel like they can save us. Only God can.
Yes.
But it's time for people. It's time for I don't know. It's time for. I mean, it's time for them to grow up. All these old men,
Yeah.
and just grow up
Yeah.
and leave and just leave it for the youth. It's time for them to get to the place where it's okay to trust the youth to lead
Yeah.
in some things, but it's like they're just trying to stifle them. All these people are old people. No, I don't know if there's any youths, like any people, like, I mean, in America, yeah, don't you? I mean, they are fighting them in heads of Republican, but you see young people, you see people in politics, right? But I don't think in Nigeria they're just going to give them a chance. So how is our country going to move forward?
Yeah.
So
Everything you
that's my
said is correct, and nobody's going to give anybody a chance. Nobody's in life, nobody necessarily gives anybody a chance. You have to make a demand for it, but you have to
right,
demand legally, lawfully, respectfully,
right,
right? Otherwise, you become illegal yourself and you
right,
get whatever you're looking for. You
right,
know,
right,
in life, nobody's going to give you a seat at the table. Nobody's going to
right,
call you and come and sit at the table because everybody's
right,
screaming for what's on the table,
right,
right? You have to find out what it takes to get to the table. And it has to be legal, it has to be culturally right,
right, right, right,
to do it. So
right,
that's where a lot of people are missing it because they are allowing their emotions to have the better of them.
right, right,
And life doesn't work by emotions. You can be angry all you want. Life will not give you what you want.
right,
Life works by being strategic. You have to ask yourself, what does it take to get there? What does it take to have it? Then begin to do that, right? Life doesn't work by emotions, right? So it's asking the right questions and do what you know or you found out to be the way. And as you do what you know, you will know more,
right.
right? You know more by doing. You do
I,
more, you know more.
I think they don't
Go
know.
ahead.
Nigerians don't know. I don't think they are, they're in the place. They don't understand what processes are like because we don't
Yes.
have processes.
Yeah.
Our don't have processes. Just like America, they know they know where they're going to go. We'll take it to court. We'll take it to. I mean, when Trump came, he was screaming, yelling, shouting. When they told him that it was time. I mean, they have process. But in Africa, Nigeria, we don't have processes. So these people, they are helpless. I feel like that they are helpless because
Well,
if
you
they take
can't
it
say
to
they are
court,
helpless,
I, if you
because
take it,
even where there are no processes, there are processes,
I don't
right?
think for me, okay, uncle, if you take it to court, who are there? It's not all the people in court. I don't know all gonna be bribed and then nothing's gonna be done about it.
Yeah, but before you take it to court, you have to get to court. See, and we have so many examples, gay rights used to be illegal. How did they
Right,
become legal? It wasn't
right,
one day, it wasn't one year.
right,
It was systematic.
right,
Today, they have placed people in the right places to give them the advantage,
right,
right? The problem with our people is they are ignorant, they are
right,
overly emotional, and they are not willing to wait. The people there right now will not leave for you to come and have it just on a platter of gold. If you want it, then you have to understand how to get there. Because even where you think there are seemingly no systems, there are systems. All you have to do is get your people in the right places.
right,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
right, right,
And the people making
right,
those decisions that are seemingly erroneous decisions are human beings. What if it was one of you that is inside that is making that same decision? Then it's up to him to make the right decision.
right. I mean, it's just like the lady in Abia. I mean, she's in the right place. She refused to take the money and said no.
Yeah.
She's gonna. So my so that and you're right about it. It's like they have to get involved. They cannot.
Yes.
They have to get involved. You cannot allow Agbero to take over. No, you
Yes.
have to get you there. I said that's what I said. I said, and I think years ago, very couple of I know my mom was still here. I told my mom, I said, Mom, let me tell you, if Nigeria wants to change, the youths have to be ready to die because that is when their change is gonna come. I'm not saying that they want bloodshed or anything. And I just said it 4 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago, not knowing what the system, what is going to happen here at this time. But they have to be willing to go into that politics. But it's like everybody wants to just take money and jackpot and just make it. But
Yeah.
for me, I I just feel sad, and I just feel that, I just feel sad. As soon as I say, oh, I think God has just forsaken Nigeria, because I mean we have kids. It's just for the kids, just for kids. People that have kids there, people are suffering. People, not everybody has money. People are. I mean, in America, yeah, there are people that are poor, of course. Who sleep under the bridge, but I mean, and who cannot have basic amenity, just even here too. But I mean, if you work hard, if you can be able to afford some type of basic amenities, and it should be like that in Nigeria. And
Yeah.
that's my.
Yeah. But you see, the lady you spoke about in Abia is 1 out of 36.
Right.
What if there were many more of her?
Many more. Right.
Right. But
Right.
the same people shouting on the internet, how much are they reading? How much are they progressing to get to a level where they can sit in a seat like us?
Right.
It doesn't come by all this noise making. It doesn't come by
Right.
getting angry. It comes by being strategic. You
Right.
got to work to be in a position where your voice matters.
Right.
You can get angry all you want. If you're not in a place where your voice matters, things will continue to go against you.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how their voice. I don't know how their voice are going to get madder when PDP, all these people are filled with these people that they don't want to give power away. They don't want that. They want to keep it.
They
So how
can't
is
give
their
it
voice?
away. They
How is
can't give it away because there are benefits to it. They're not going to give to anybody in a plot of gold.
okay?
If you want it, you'll have to be strategic. You have to do what it takes to get in a position of power.
No, I don't think. I don't
Right?
think. I don't think that. I don't think that. I think. I don't know. I've kind of.
It
I
doesn't
don't
have
know.
to be political power. The
I've lost.
VC in Abia it's not a political power. She's a VC. They use professors to collate the report. That's the
Yeah,
only reason why she was able to have her voice matter. She's not a politician.
right.
What if other people that are technically knowledgeable can be like her? They don't have to
Right.
be
Right.
politicians. They just
Right.
appoint them. They're the ones that are going to make a difference in
Right.
who gets voted or not.
Right. That's
You will
true.
get the real thing. But if everybody's
That's
just
true.
shouting and they're not reading their books, they're not progressing in whatsoever profession they're not in a place where they can talk and their voice gets heard. I mean, it's just going to be continuing. They're just going to be making noise forever.
Right. Right. I mean, even though if you progress in Nigeria, if you even read, I I, I just feel like it.
It's
I
not
mean,
only it,
it's a dicey thing. It's a very complicated issue. I think Nigeria is complicated right now
well,
because even though you feel like read and everything, they're not going to let you succeed. They will not
but
let you succeed.
the lady we're talking about here got there one way or the other. She didn't fall from heaven.
Right. That's true.
So how about if we have two more of her, or three more of her, or
Right.
four more of her?
Right.
Somebody got there. That proves that other people can get there also.
Right.
All
Right.
they have to do
Right.
is repeat whatever she did to get there.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we say that racism is in America, yeah, people say, oh, yeah, it's in Nigeria too, because I feel like why are they fighting each other? I mean, Lagos is not owned by. I mean, Lagos is has always been feel like, just they say America has a lot of immigrants. I mean, Lagos has always been like that. So why is it now there's a war between Yoruba and Igbo? We shouldn't let it happen. Not in our country. I think the people know what it means to have racism, to go through racism. I mean, I know what racism is because I've gone through it before. So why are we fighting each other? Why is there a
Well,
war between Yoruba and Igbo? And then so I don't think we should fall for all of this because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it comes from a place where, again, people are just using emotions, right? Uh, People would use whatsoever they can lay their hands on to gain power. Here is the ethnic angle. Some people use religion also, right?
Right.
So it's up to the people to know when those things, those games are being played, right?
Right.
And it comes from tolerance also. If people don't have tolerance, and tolerance comes from all sides, right?
Right.
We to respect one another and not be poking the other. If you poke someone, then you should be ready for what comes from poking someone, So it's a mutual respect. It's called tolerance. It's mutual respect, and that is a two-way thing, right? So yeah. But irrespective of all of that, the angle I really wanted to talk about that goes with this part of the book is that, I mean, irrespective of what is happening, when
Right.
you have an established relationship, or even if you don't have an established relationship, you need to give someone the benefit of the doubt.
Right. Right.
You don't just come because someone has said something and you start raining abuses on that person.
Right. Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
If it's someone that you hold that person to either ignore it if that person is not talking directly to you, or if
Right.
you feel it's important not to ignore it, then you engage the person respectfully.
Yes.
So if you just come raining abuses, even if the person has a good point to tell you, it doesn't hold you to tell you that good point. It
Right.
just treat you as the animal that you have made yourself to be. Right.
Right.
So that is my point. I am online. I live online, so I've been doing it so long that I do understand the way things work. I've
Right.
been in several election circles. I understand people's emotions and all of that. And what I do is using of words. So I am a master to some degree in the use of words, right?
Right.
People call me a wordsmith, right? So I know when I write anything, it's all measured. There's a reason why I write it the way I write it, to provoke a particular emotion, right? So I don't write anything out there that I don't know why I wrote it and I can defend it. It might
Right.
not necessarily be right, but I have a good reason for doing it, So if someone just jumps in and starts abusing me, I don't take that person serious, especially if it's that I'm writing something on my
Yeah,
own page.
you
You say what?
shouldn't. I say, yeah, you shouldn't, because I mean, people always say what they want to say, so you shouldn't take
Yeah,
you shouldn't take them serious, because people always want their own viewpoint.
yeah. But that same person claims to be my friend. I can't call that person a friend because that person has several options. That person can come and chat with me offline and say, why did you write that? I don't like that. You asked me this way, that way, that way. Then I could reply the person and tell the person where I'm coming from. But if you just come to my page in public fora, you're abusing me, especially when it's someone I can even give birth to. So that pretty much tells me that person has no future, you know. But key thing, going to the first sentence, there's the fact that it's the way you then respond to it, right?
Right.
Because all of us must have boundaries in our lives. If you don't have boundary in your life, you're going to have mental issues, right?
Right.
Not everything cannot go in your life. You must
Right.
set functional boundaries in your life, especially when it has to do with relating with people. There are
Right.
things you hold yourself responsible or to account to that you will not do to other people. Just
Right.
as you hold everybody else responsible that they cannot do some things to you.
Right.
Especially we are saying we are friends or we have a relationship or cordial this. Because when anybody cross that boundary, you can't be joking. You have to put the person where the person belongs. Because if you don't, it's the beginning of hell. Because the person will now feel entitled to do even more. Right. So you need to have boundaries in your life, and reinforce that boundary when it's being crossed or it's being abused,
Right.
That
Right.
is the way to keep your mental sanity. Because if you don't, then you're opening yourself to being confused, to being stolen from, killed, and possibly destroyed. That's the way the enemy starts. Once you
Right.
allow the enemy, Bible says, he that breaks the hedge, the serpent will bite,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just what I wanted to bring out for Matt. It's not whether
Right.
anybody's right or wrong.
Right.
The
Because
free world, you can say whatever you want to say for as long as you're not disturbing someone else.
they're not disrespectful, yeah. Because I
You're
mean,
not
yeah,
disrespectful, yeah.
I mean, if we write anything on the internet, you just have like things. People say things now on the internet. I mean, it's not a internet has become a place where people really don't, So there's no point. There's no need to say, okay, just forgive them. Everybody's hurt. That's what I have
Yeah.
to say. People are hurt, and I mean, people. That's just people are hurt, and we just pray that change will come.
Yeah, I mean, in life, there will always be things you can do and things you cannot do.
Right.
You cannot waste your emotion on things you cannot do. You're just suffering yourself.
Right.
And if you waste your time on things you cannot do, it's not wise.
Right.
You always ask yourself, what can I do? In what way can I make a difference? That is where you need to put your energy. Going to fight someone else will not change things. That person you're fighting himself cannot change things himself.
Right.
You are compounding it. What you should be asking is, God, what can I do? In what way can I make a difference? In what way also in this storm can I dance?
Right.
Right? Because the storm doesn't mean that you have to cry. You can still dance. People are dancing in the middle of all this storm. There are people making money out of all this chaos. People are making money.
Right.
That's what you want to look for. That's what you want to, not crying that woe betide me.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
I just want, for me, I mean, I don't care about what people are saying. I just want a better future. I just want people that like people to have jobs, just have like jobs, just be able to afford, even though it's a littlest things that they can. It's not like they're not trying. It's not like they're not applying for jobs. They cannot just get jobs. You have to know somebody to give you a job. Why does it have to be like that? So,
Well,
like,
you can't do anything about that,
yeah.
So it's, I mean, we all wish we can do that. That's the lowest level. If you cannot, that is not the end of the world.
Right.
You have to ask yourself, I can't get a job. What can I do?
Right.
Right. Because getting a job is, in a sense, is out of your control. I mean,
Right.
it has to be vacancy in some company where you qualify to work, but it's not, you don't control that vacancy. All right.
That's
So that's only one of many options. So while I'm doing that, the question is, what else can I do?
neither. Yeah.
While I'm applying for job, what else can I do? Then get busy doing that. You never know, that being busy might make you qualified for the real job you will get. But if you just sit down at home doing nothing, waiting for a job, you probably will never be qualified for the job that's available.
Right.
So the key thing is, spending one's energy on the things one can do, because the things I can do, I can do. That's the reason for praying. So I throw that into God's hands.
That's true.
Say, hey, God, while I'm doing my best, Lord, these are the things I can do that I want. And you keep on praying and working on what you can do. That is all you can do, right? Yeah.
Right. Right.
You can't control who's going to be president, who's not going to be president, what policy they will bring, what policy they won't bring, whether there be more job, no job, money, no money. You can't stay worrying about that because it's outside your control. What you're
Right.
looking for is, irrespective of who is in government, irrespective of what policy they have, I want to succeed.
Right.
That is what you have to look for. That's what you have to believe God for the idea, to do, that's where you need to put your energy, right? So,
right.
yeah, God give us all wisdom.
Amen.